Albert Hamish'i Bayan White ile buluşmasından dönerken gördü. Bakalım. Sherlock oyunu ya. Sonuna doğru yaklaştık. Tabii böyle bir oyun değil. Burada bir bulmaca var. Aha. Evet. Evet. Aha.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20.
Lan az daha çay döktüm lan oraya bakayım.
Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
Bak netleşiyor her
That
şey.
he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door, more than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Martin Hamish, yani oranın bahçıvanı, net suçlu. Ama buna oğlu mu, ölenin oğlu mu yardım etti yoksa kimyager olan kadın mı? Onu bulacağız şimdi. Şimdi ipuçlarını birleştirelim. White'ın zaman aralığı daha fazla. Albert'in dedi 10 dakikası var ama White'ın daha fazla zamanı var. Yani 10 dakika 20 dakika. White'ın zaman aralığı. Hamish'in zaman aralığı. White'ın zamanı vardı. Bayan White'ın 20 dakikası vardı. Dunn kilitlemek için yeterliydi. O kapıyı kilitlemiş ve Martin Hamish'i havalandırma sistemini çalıştırması için uyarmış. White karışmadı. Martin Hamish ve Bayan White suç ortağı değiller. Bayan White şansa sahip olmasına rağmen 20 dakika kolunu koleksiyon odasının kapısını kilitlemek için yetersiz. Yeterli abi, nasıl değil ya? Kısmi hırsızlık. Hamish suçlu, tamam. Başka ne var? Albert karışmadı. Martin Hamish ve Albert suç ortağı değiller. Albert şansa sahip olmasına rağmen 10 dakika kolonu koleksiyon odası kapısını kilitlemek için yetersiz. Albert Martin Hamish'in suç ortağı. 10 dakika Albert Martin'i izleyip karışmadı bence. Oğlu bence suçsuz ya. White bir suç ortağı. Kadın çıkıyor suçlu. Şimdi böyle de tarikatla alakalı çıkıyor. Ama alakası yok bence. Kadını gösteriyor. White'in yeterli tecrübesi yok. Hayda. Nasıl yok? Tecrübesi var tabii ki. Kimyager. Ama ipuçları daha olması lazım. Bunları bulalım. Ama bize oraya girmemizi söylüyor. Tutukla, serbest bırak. Bayan White para için ayrıntılı bir cinayeti planlayabilecek kapasiteye sahip tehlikeli bir kadın. Dan'ın oğlu Albert ile flört etti ve daha sonra Martin Hamish'i intihar etmesi için zorladı. Asılmayı hak ediyor. Bu suçlu olan adam öldü bu arada. Şu asıllı bir vaziyette bulundu. Bu adam. Vicdan azabından. İntihar etmişti en son bıraktığımızda. Yakasında bir tane not vardı. Ama oğlunun zaten yapacağını ben düşünmüyorum ya. Şunu da deyince ne oluyor? Yani Albert'in tecrübesi yok, doğru. White çıkıyor ya her türlü. Çıkarımlara devam edin diyor. Yok. Şimdi Albert'ı bir de suçlu çıkartalım. Oğlunu yani. Albert çıktı şimdi de. Hangisini tutuklayacağız ya? Başka bir şey var mı? Martin Hamish'in suç ortağının kimliğini belirliyor. Hamish'in suç ortağının kimliğini belirliyor.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Çok bir şey kalmadı ya. Bunu yapmıştık. Ses kaydı bu. Çık. Buradan çözeceğiz olayı. Şimdi şöyle bir şey var. Albert süresi yeterli mi? White'ın daha fazla süresi var. Zamanı yok diyelim. Hamish yalnız da çıkıyor şimdi de. Hayda. Yalnız olamaz ki ya. Birisi o arada kapıyı kilitleyip öbür taraftan makineyi çalıştırması lazım. Yalnız olamaz ya. Ha, ben bunu diyeceğim ya. Tutukla. Al bunu, al.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
Ha.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her
Bakalım
implication.
doğru mu?
After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining. The deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised,
Çok
Miss
masum
White.
görünüyor.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop!
What? Hop. Gördün mü sürtüğü?
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Yakala Watson.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
Ananı. Yakalayamadım lan. Tüh.
This is tragic, Holmes.
Are you able to do anything?
I'm afraid not. The poison has been fulgurating. Her heart stopped instantly, poor child.
White suç ortağı doğru. Bütün ipuçlarını bulmuşuz. White suç ortağı ama kızı kurtaracağım ben. Ya. Buradan mı başlattı bizi ya? White suç ortağı. Tamam. White'ı tutukla. Niye? Çok geri attı ya. Bir kere daha deneyeceğim. Olursa olur, olmazsa gebersin ya. Bayağı geri atıyor. Ölsün kahpe, ne yapalım?
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White
Kız
here?
kafayı yemiş ya.
It
Yanında
is
zehir
obvious,
taşı.
Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it.
Geçelim buraları.
No.
Az önce gördük.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do
Well,
not. So
you were... You don't...
it is over, Miss White.
Over, perhaps...
The other side. No! Stop! I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further.
Kurtarabilecek miyiz bakalım?
Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
Evet.
Well done, Watson. She was not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Davayı aynı yollarla çözen insanlar 92, aynı inisiyatif seçimleri yapan insanlar 70. Yarım ay yürüyüşü. Bu da herhalde son bölüm. Buna başlasak mı ya? Bir ufak bir ara verelim. Ondan sonra kararımızı veririz. Geliyor.
Where are you going?
Hadi bakalım.
Have you
Devam.
been invited somewhere?
Devam
We
edelim bari.
have been invited, Watson,
We have. Where to?
to the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet. They...
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Şimdi. Burada bir cinayet olmuş. Bunun kardeşini yüklemişler.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the 2 victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the 2 dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by 2 police constables.
Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Evet.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story? Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming into Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
Evet, memur öyle dememişti. Çiçekçiye gidin. Tanrı'nın dairesini ara.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime, is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly. This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago. The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here.
Bu adamda bir şeyler var ama.
The papers are... These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
Ha.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago. This walking stick is broken. It was placed here quite recently. Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots. This kitchen knife is quite sharp. There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Hacı hayırdır sen ya?
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler.
Bir şey var burada.
Brian Vercotte's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
This walking stick is broken. It was placed here quite recently. This walking stick is broken. It was placed here.
Bu kadar mı?
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance. This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
Bastonun parçası bu.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
Hayda.
This shard of wood is quite new.
Olaya bak ya.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotte must have done some time there. Brian Vercotte suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
Bir de şunu çiçekçiyle konuş.
Mrs. Howell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell. This mirror is turned towards Half Moon Street.
Sebep? Bu ne?
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Yeah.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
İyi de ne attın oraya? Niye attın?
It didn't happen this way.
Öyle olmamış. Sıralama yanlış mı yani? Hangi sıralama ile buldu? Kağıtları bıçakla kes ama niye? Camı aç. Burada elinde baston var zaten. Tamam o zaman. Burada elinde baston var. Doğru. Yataktan kalk. Yataktan kalk, çubuğu al. Bu en son. Şuradan kağıt al. Bir şey al. Bastonu koyup bir şey alıyor ama. Şimdi bu... Bir dakika. Şurayı açıyor o zaman. 2 2 aşağı iniyor. Geliyor. Kırık çubuğu yerleştiriyor. Şuradan bir kağıt alıyor. Gidiyor burada kesiyor. Nasıl içi ya? Niye böyle oldu? İptal. İki o değil de iki bu. Yanlış seçiyor ya. Bu değil. Buradan seçebiliyormuşuz. Tamam. Aşağı bak. Cesede git. Tamam. Buraya gel. Ya kaybolmadı ya. 5 Bu kadar. Bakalım. Bakıyor, aşağıya gidiyor. Ondan bir şey alıyor. Yukarıya çıkıyor. Bastonu koyuyor. Kesiyor. Yok ediyor.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Evet. Doğru bak, bildik.
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look. Well now, what a find! A precious jewel concealed
Adamın
inside
mücevherini
a
mi
book.
aldı lan?
A bracelet with a unique ram's head design. a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian art.
Seni gidi topal. Seni hain topal.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly despite my age, and when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes. Well, I'm able to move very quickly despite my age, and when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something, but it did seem to me that everything